Welcome, everybody. Happy 1 year anniversary, co-founder Dr. Timothy Peck. Because
Huge.
Project
1
Next,
year.
1 year, we are 1 year old.
Did you get all your
Congratulations.
kids smash cakes or just?
I know.
Yeah.
I wish we could have had a massive, 1-year-old themed birthday party with
Yeah.
all of our friends that have been on Project Next, all of the people that have been supporting the show. I wish we could have done that, but we're a little busy trying to
A little
save the
busy.
country.
Yeah. We can pull something like that off. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. Who knows? Thank you for doing this with me. I didn't realize it until yesterday when Facebook reminded me that it was the 1 year anniversary of me starting Project Next on Facebook. I was like, what? And I asked you if you would come on so we can do a celebration episode, a real quick one. So how's it going? Let's talk. We've been around for a year. What a year it's been. Wow.
Wow. I think I learned a lot about myself. I think we became even deeper and closer friends, which has been amazing. And we can even talk about that a little bit.
We should.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And
want to talk about it because it was a little bit scary for you and I, who had known each other for a few months, to dive into a media company, the two of us.
Yeah.
Remember? We
Yeah.
didn't exactly know each other. And you asked me certain business type questions. I remember the hours of talking on the phone we did after the election, figuring
right.
this out.
That's right. That's
My
right.
husband's researching you to make sure you're a safe person. To now.
Yeah. Took a
It's
chance.
we took a chance. Are you glad we did Project Next? What do you think?
I am very glad. I'm very glad. It's been a crazy year personally as well for me. So at times I've had to take a back seat a little bit and kind of coming closer and leaving closer, and then trying to launch a congressional campaign on top of
Wait
that.
a second. Are you busy?
Yeah. And the full-time job and all of that. So it's been busy, but
The
it's
serious surgery you had last spring,
yeah.
where you were, I was like, Missy, can Tim handle this depressing news? She's like, he's in horrible pain. I'm like, oh, don't tell him. Don't. She's like, I'm not.
But we stuck it out. And we relied on one another. And a lot of things are emotional in life right now. There's one of the things that we know that's happened is a lot of people kind of from the left and the right coming at us to just unhappy or threatened, maybe is the word, about what we're talking about here, of trying to work with people and realize that there's good in everybody, and trying to uphold the ideals that we all believe in, but keep moving forward.
Yeah, so our mission of Project Next, you all, our
Mhm.
mission is to unite our communities, to stop the fear, hate, and division destroying our country.
Yep.
And I think a lot of it is kind of fabricated. It's kind of made up to make money for news, social media, 24-hour news, for them to make money off of our attention. And it's caused us to not want to talk to our neighbors because we think if people voted differently than us that they're monsters. And I feel so much more strongly about the mission today than a year ago.
Yeah, it's absolutely necessary. I think because, we're both part of the Democratic Party here, and we have a lot of our colleagues sometimes kind of pointing the finger at people on the ground who are part of the Republican Party or independents who lean right. Um, and it's hard, right? And our mission is to kind of say, those people, you need to create an environment where those people, if can hear you, where they can hear, where you can hear them, and you can find some common ground and make a home for them to come to. Right.
Right.
Instead of just completely block it off and say, you're over there. I never want to talk to you. You're a bad person forever. Even if you want to come see how I see the world in any way, I don't care. You've been bad the whole time. So I don't want you. Right. And this idea of not wanting people, not accepting people, not learning from people about how you can change as well.
Right.
Change as well has been elevated in so many ways over the last year.
And I learned so much through the mental fitness shows I do with your nephew, Christopher Machen, who's the Republican, because him and I are pretty close friends now. I feel really comfortable asking him extremely personal political questions about how does he think about Trump? What does he think about ICE? What does he think about this situation and this freedom and
Mhm.
this thing happening? I know he's not going to stop talking to me or he's not going to get angry at me. And I have grown because I realize his side sees things differently than our side. They're not seeing the same news. So when we think Republicans are awful because they are hurting us, they think Democrats are awful because they're hurting us. And it's our news is so different. And
Right.
it's kind of like both sides have some truth and some fake to it. And to find the actual truth and the unity and the hang on, most of us, regardless how we vote, most of us care about people and are good human beings. So there's something totally wrong here.
Right.
And
And
so
then
his shows really helped me.
the people that are highlighted are people who are divisive, right?
They're they're
And it,
divisive
and it
people, right?
feels like that's everybody, because your social media feed puts those people through, and says, here it is, here it is, here are people who are divisive, here are people.
Yeah, so it's showing you the most divisive stuff, being reinforcing your belief that the other side is extreme. And so if we don't realize, wait a second, they're profiting off of showing you the most extreme. Well, guess what? People can be bad, people can mess up, people can make mistakes.
Yep.
If you're highlighting the divisive, it
And
makes us more
what
divisive.
what you're saying right now is why people are mad sometimes when they watch these shows, right? They do. It's jarring to hear that, of like, wait, you, Sarah, and I believe the same things, but you think that the people who don't believe those things are good.
Right.
you
It
know
is.
that, yeah.
It was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Both you and I would have conversations where like, our friends are getting mad at us for what we're saying on this unity building media company we made, Tim. And it
Right.
was like it took us a little while to adjust, but I'll get a friend, I'll call a friend that doesn't see the vision and I'll explain it to them and they get it. And then a week or two later, they'll go right down the rabbit hole again of following the divisive stuff. And I'm like, I lost them again. And it's like, this is important.
Yeah.
And it's also hard because social media doesn't promote the unity. It likes to promote the division. So
Mhm.
how do you get people to watch you when you're saying, "Wait, we're more similar. We're actually most of us are good,"
Right.
when they don't want us to see that? It's a challenge.
It's definitely a challenge, but we seem to be figuring it out. We
Yep.
have, I think, a wide viewership, but we also have a deep viewership, right, into the area that we are here in Kentuckiana, into all throughout Indiana, Midwest. People really tuning in, and then people outside of the Midwest looking almost like we're in a cage. Like, I feel like a fish sometimes in a fishbowl, where people are like, "Oh, what's going on there in red Indiana?
Yeah, what's going on in red
I
rural
want to take a look.
Indiana?
I want to take a look." And we get people from all around the country and all around the world kind of commenting and asking and just wanting to know more. And so
Yeah, I
we
met like
become kind
people
of, the
from
correspondence for that.
Oregon. I met people from Oregon and did a show with Jonathan Talman about data centers. Like,
Hmm.
it's neat meeting people. I've talked to someone that was like, and I think she's in South Carolina, like
Yeah.
meeting people from all over the country that are finding the shows and then they have a issue they want to talk about. So that's been really wonderful. I
I've
feel like
mm,
I am, I believe the mission more than I did a year ago
yeah.
because I have met more people who are good, who are Republicans here in the state or across the country, and they care about community. And they might believe some things that I don't think are true, but that's okay. It doesn't make them a bad person. I can talk to them and maybe we could have a conversation about those things and clear some of them up. But if
Right.
I just assume that they're scary, nobody's talking to them clearing it up. So
Yeah.
the misinformation stays.
Yeah.
So
One of
yeah.
the things I've really enjoyed is like the Dr. Tim show, where we get to really deep dive into certain subjects that is normally a 4-second Instagram clip. and instead we're talking about it for an hour or sometimes an hour and a half, right? And it's amazing to me always that people like watch the entire thing, you know, and want to know all about it, and then we clip it up for people because that's how most people want to consume
Yeah. I
media.
just talked to somebody I'm gonna have on the show in a couple weeks. I was like, "Have you heard of Project Next?" They're like, "I've seen small clips."
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And you got to do both, and for people,
What Okay, you don't have to answer, but think about it. When you think of it, what's your like some of your favorite shows from this year? Because we've done hundreds and hundreds of shows.
yeah,
Do you have like I really liked the Dr. Tim show I convinced you to do with me where I talked about the pit. That was
yeah,
really fun
that
for
was good.
me. That was fun to find out what it's like for you to be in an ER, you know?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
And like you had not seen the show and you being like, wow, that does seem really realistic.
mhm.
That was fun.
I liked,
Um,
it was cool when we did almost the debate, if you will, interview of the people running for the
oh
Democratic chair
yeah.
in Indiana.
That was one of our first things we did. That was
Yeah,
big.
that
Yeah.
was big. It got a good viewership, got people to see what we were doing. Our questions were direct and, actually
And
asking
we weren't
hard questions.
tricking them. We gave the questions ahead of time. We told them
Yep,
what it was gonna be like. It was
yep,
pretty cool that they came on and, people could see who was running for Indiana Democratic chair.
right.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was neat.
Yeah, and I don't think
Yeah.
that kind of accountability for running for chair had probably ever been really done, right, to the public, because it's really something that you get elected by people who are in the Democratic Party, right, and part of the establishment there. So, it was cool to open that up to the public and to Republicans and things, right? Again, it was that idea of a magnifying glass or some sort of telescope of some sort where you're looking into a world that you wouldn't otherwise get. And the IDEA conference when we did that, and again,
Oh, yeah,
I
good job for doing that. That was like you did like 3 hours of live or something that day.
but that was
Out
fun
and it
too.
was, like, really hot on the porch at French
Yep,
Lick.
yep. I mean,
That
and
was cool.
again, I love those and really interesting conversations, hearing people's views that are, definitely different than yours often, and really learning. And we met the person running for Congress in Indiana 8 for the Democratic Party, who her name is escaping me right now, but I really enjoyed talking to her. Um, but again, I think it's so cool when people who are not part of the kind of democratic world, the close democratic world, who are rings away from that. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, doesn't matter, who are kind of looking in on this and like, oh, I get to learn about these people. I get to see about these people who would never get highlighted by national news,
Right.
never
Yeah.
even get highlighted by Louisville news or indie news. And it's very cool to give these voices to people who are doing so much for the community. And that,
One of the shows that helped my mental health the most, I'm gonna say ever, is the show we did just a couple weeks ago where you and I met in Salem for the Washington County Warming Station.
yeah,
And we don't, this is a group that basically keeps the unhoused alive in Salem. These people are heroes. They're working what tonight? They're cooking right now, getting ready
yep,
to feed people, and they're staying open because it's cold. Like they stay open if it's 37 or lower and help find a place for them to stay that's warm. When we got finished filming our little episode with Holly, we talked to some of the unhoused people that had seen the show I did before, and they talked about their lives and like this married couple, they're been clean for over a month and they lost their house and they were so grateful because they were clean. And the Washington County Warming Station helped them seek treatment to get help to get clean. And they told us their story. And I looked at you and I said, I am never complaining about anything ever again. I
yeah,
am so freaking lucky.
yeah,
And I just, I want everybody to go to their local place that takes care of people that are unhoused and then realize, like, get into reality how lucky we are if we have a warm bed and food, if we're safe at night. It just
sure,
like it helped my mental health. It helps me put things in perspective because you get stuck in your own little you world and you start getting a little narcissistic, poor me, poor me. And it's like, no, no, we can't ever be the victim. We
yeah,
have to put as much good into the world as we can, take care of ourselves, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think, another, and first of all, just highlighting Holly and giving a voice to people like that, to reach, an audience to see what amazing work they're doing. And that reminds me of the guy Jason, who is running who I interviewed at the Clark County 4-H Fair, who had a charity that helped with. What was it? He helped with disabled veterans go hunting, right?
Oh,
In
wow.
the woods. Yeah. And gets people who are literally paraplegic, quadriplegic, and has like special wheelchairs and things that are electronic to hold people up. And they do bow hunting because the bullets are, hard for people who have PTSD, and they go out and deer hunt. And so people who are really into hunting, who are veterans, who haven't been able to since they went to war, and came back disabled, they do that. And that was a very cool charity. And I was just, randomly getting that interview at the Clark County 4-H Fair when I was there. So
That's amazing.
yeah, that kind of stuff has been really cool to highlight voices.
I think that's important for especially what you're doing. I always say, like, we need to make sure your mental health is safe and is doing well, because you're really, really busy doing a lot of things, and it can easily get bogged down and get exhausting and get negative,
Mhm.
and we can't fall into that trap. Oh, okay. So you know how I told you I think you should watch The Diplomat on
Yeah, you
Netflix.
told me
It's
that,
my
yeah.
new favorite show. I'm obsessed. I know I'm late because the third season just came out, and I just finished the first season. And I want to tell you about this speech. I tried to get like a YouTube clip of it and send it to you, but there isn't one.
Okay.
So the last episode of season one, the husband Hal does a speech. The wife's the diplomat, but she had to go, and so he does this speech, and his speech is phenomenal, and you can tell the writers really believe it, and that's why they wrote this speech. And so he starts saying, you know, his wife got hurt years before in trying to help with peace. And he was upset at the man that ordered that, and he didn't shake his hand that year. And he thinks he set back peace for a year because he didn't shake that man's hand and talk to him when he was a diplomat. And then he starts saying, he's like, why do we do this? Why do we constantly work for peace? We talk and it fails. We talk and it fails. We meet these people and it fails. And he goes, you do it because one time you meet with them and it works and you save lives. And
Mhm.
he's like, that's why you do it. And he goes, it's so hard. And you have to talk to everybody. He's like, talk to terrorists, talk to the bad guys, talk
Mhm.
to anybody, because there's a chance you can reach them and you can get peace. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much what you and I are trying to do, just not on a TV show and not at such a serious tone. But it's like,
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah, it's
to
really
get
hard.
peace. It's easy to spark fear in people and
So easy.
spark division and hate. And it's so much harder, but is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what it accomplishes to try to get the people angry and people hateful, maybe it's gonna get people out to the polls. I don't know what the goal is really, but, you wanna get people to come towards something, not away from something, so let's
I
give it a shot.
I said this at the Indivisible meeting when I got to speak last week. I said, I'm personally mad at my side when my side people get up in front of large groups of Democrats and they fearmonger and they say how terrible the other side is to rile them up, and they're all like, yeah, yeah, and they're like pumped up. I'm like,
Yeah,
aren't we trying to get people to vote for us? Hang on here. How
yeah,
are we supposed to win an election in red Indiana if we're riling them up about how bad the other side is? So it's like, I think you're hurting our side. I think this hurts. You
yeah,
might rile them up and get a good adrenaline rush from the clapping, but I just like, I'm going to start calling it out more.
yeah. Yeah, so this has, been an amazing year for a number of reasons, as we talked about, but I think, one has been you're not currently, like, running for House right now, are you? Do you consider yourself currently running for Congress?
I mean, I let people know I'm going to, but I'm not raising money yet. I'll do that when the new year starts.
Okay, so that's where you are in that journey, right?
I'm
So
planning on running again.
okay, cool. Well, I mean, this has just been, I think, a year as you go into that, and I have a year, and you'll have a year until the next election of just really honing the messaging, but honing down like it's about saying what we believe and then watching the reactions of people and then like learning how to get that message across to people, not changing
Right.
the message or what
Right.
you believe, really.
Right. Just
But
saying it in a way that makes sense to the voter.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you just got to get rid of fear and hate, and it's divisiveness, right? That's what we're trying to work against.
So somebody just commented on here that it's going to be hard to reconcile with all the people that want the pain being inflicted, the MAGA people that want pain. And what I am trying to tell you all, most people that voted for Trump don't want people to be in pain. That's the hard part here. Most people that voted for Trump are decent people and they see the good things being pumped out about Trump while we see all the bad. I'm not saying Trump is good. I didn't vote for him. I'm not a fan. But if you follow Republican style news, and you click a couple Republican leaning posts on your social media, you get fed the far to the right stuff, which paints Trump as a great hero. And
I just sent you that clip from Aaron Houchin doing a Fox thing, which was such a softball after softball been given
Aaron
to.
Houchin is our congressperson, everybody. That's who
Yeah.
Tim is running against in District 9 in Indiana, just so
And
you
it's
know.
just it was just so it was such softballs, and it was like practiced beforehand of what was being said, and it was all put in such a way that everything that she had to say was positive, and everything, and she
So they
was
gave
so
her
divisive.
positive questions about how great Trump is doing, and she just reinforced Trump is doing great.
And then they gave her divisive questions about why the Democrats are so bad, and those were the only questions she got. There was
Right.
nothing that made her think. There
So,
was nothing that made her consider that
right.
there might be ambiguity, that there might be right and wrong happening at the same time in some of these issues. There was nothing to really investigate what was happening. It is all puffed. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and that's what we need to realize, because just because we saw something, just because we saw ICE acting really terrifying to people with brown skin doesn't mean they saw it. Just
Right.
because and so it really hurts us because we think as soon as we know something, everybody else knows it. They don't see the same things we're seeing, and if
Right.
you don't talk to them, if you don't get over the we don't talk about politics in this household or
Yeah.
whatever, because we might spark a disagreement, if we don't get over that and actually talk, we're going to keep being divisive. It's like
Yeah.
we got to get over the fear of talking to our neighbors and friends and family. And
Well, I
that's
actually have an announcement for you of something that needs to be covered. I didn't forgot to tell you. It's being created right now, where the Floyd County Democrats and the Floyd County Republicans are going to play one another in an annual basketball game now. And
that is
so
amazing. I actually saw this on social media. You're going to be the coach.
I said I am going to be the coach because of surgery. I can't play. So so Evan Stoner made me the coach without my knowing. He said bring a clipboard. So I'm going to be the coach.
When I played basketball, I wasn't very good, but people thought I was because I was very tall. And I was like in fifth grade or like sixth grade, and my coach would write these little squiggly things on the dry erase board and tell
Yeah.
us to go. And we'd go out there and we're like, does anybody know what that was? And we're all like, no,
Yeah.
we never knew. He did it like hundreds of times. We had no idea how to read that thing. So I don't
So,
know.
but
Maybe
that'll
you
be
can be
great. I
better
think
than
that's a good opportunity because people are going to come
That's
along, right?
great.
And we're going to
Yes.
try to mix, not just have people sitting on sides, but mix Republicans,
Mixed together. I
Democrats.
love that idea. Did Evan Stoner think of that? Who thought of that?
It's Evan's idea. Yeah, yeah.
Good
And
job,
so
Evan. And what is his job? He's actually in
he's the
power, right?
city council president of Jeffersonville.
Go Evan Stoner. So I just saw
Um,
him post that and I noticed that you were coach, but I didn't quite
yeah,
get what it was. So I'm glad you announced
right.
that. It's going to be in December sometime, right?
Yeah, I think there's a date. I don't even know that the
Yeah,
date
he
is.
put a tentative date. I feel like it was the 22nd or something, but I don't
I'm
remember.
literally on a text thread right now where people are calling out what number they want. on their jerseys. So I'm going to have to figure out what I want on my coach jersey. But
aren't you supposed to wear a sports coat and then you wad up your paper and you go, isn't that
I'm
what
going to
coaches do?
throw a chair onto the,
And throw candy out if they boo you. He did that too. We're talking about what Bobby Knight. I saw Bobby Knight because when I went to Bloomington my freshman year, he was the coach. So that was fun.
Well, cool. So this one person just said, and Sarah, I do need to wrap this up in like 3 minutes, but let me just say this one person said, I know you're a small group right now, but are you thinking of Project Next media chapters in other areas? And the answer is absolutely, right? And to be able to spread this. And if someone is wanting and willing to do this same model in their area and want to highlight their local voices while thinking about how to heal the hate and fear and division, please get in touch with us. It's a dream. It's a dream to be
Yeah.
with.
And for our anniversary, for our Smash Cake birthday present, could you guys get some other people to follow us? Like, I always take my friends' phones and I go to Facebook. I'm like, is it okay if I invite your friends to Project Next? If you could do that, if you could go to Project Next on Facebook and go next to where it says follow and message and hit the 3 dots and hit invite your friends and then hit invite all and then hit invite, that helps us so much. Or like get somebody else to subscribe to us on YouTube. Or you can follow us on our Substack, Project Next Indiana. You can put your email in there and we send you emails of all our episodes. That would be amazing. And yeah, we will keep growing. We just started that new show, From Prison to Pastor. He's thinking about doing a new show called Helpers.
Cool.
Yeah,
he's great.
So we got new stuff going and coming, and I'm doing a show tomorrow with a man that is from Iraq that lives in Indiana. And he's running for township trustee. And he has a really important story for us because he can tell us what it's like to live in a country that's not a democracy and how really lucky we are. I think that's at noon tomorrow. Yeah. So cool. A lot of good stuff coming. Tim, thank you for doing this with me. I can't believe we started it. I can't believe it's been a year. It seems longer and shorter. I don't know.
I have to tell you why I have to go right now because Missy needs to run because she's training already for her next marathon, but it's not going to be just a marathon. She's going to do an ultra marathon and get
what is that? Ultra marathon's like more than 20 something miles. It's
yeah. This one's like 30 and change. Yeah.
Wow. Go Missy.
Yeah, just keeps doing it. And she actually ran a turkey trot this weekend in Scottsburg, and she's 40 years old, and she won again, right? So she shows up to these things and does
She's pretty awesome. Go Missy. Good luck training. And yeah, so thank you everybody. And happy anniversary. Thank you to all of the people that have helped watch the shows, come on the shows, pump it out to people. It has been, if you were a friend of mine, I have asked you to promote Project Next. So I just would like to say personally, thank you. I've been pretty annoying about it. It's not going to stop. All right. Well, I'll see you later, Tim. And yeah, have a great week and have fun with the training to be a coach.
Yeah, I'll be see what number. What number should I be? I can say anything right now.
9.
9, sure. 9 sounds
District good. 9. I don't know.
Oh, that's actually why not? Yes. Yeah. Definitely. All right.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much. And happy anniversary, Project Next. Woo-woo.
See you later, everyone.